And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm most honoured to invite Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri Muhammad Najib Tun Haji Abdul Razak, the Prime Minister of Malaysia and Chairman of PCG, to address us. Dipersilakan Yang Amat Berhormat.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera dan salam satu Malaysia. Yang berhormat menteri-menteri, ahli-ahli Putrajaya Committee on GLC High Performance, Yang amat berbahagia Tun Tan Sri, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan yang saya hormati sekalian. Pertama-tamanya, marilah kita melahirkan kesyukuran kehadirat Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, kerana dengan limpah rahmat dan keizinannya kita dapat bersama-sama pada pagi yang berbahagia ini untuk meraihkan apa yang saya sifatkan bukan saja majlis convocation, tetapi kita meraihkan kejayaan syarikat-syarikat berkaitan kerajaan atau GLC yang telah melalui program transformasi GLC merentasi tempoh selama 10 tahun dengan jayanya. Program ini dilancarkan 10 tahun dahulu di Dewan yang sama ini oleh Yang Amat Berbahagia Tun Abdullah Badawi pada ketika itu sebagai Perdana Menteri, dan saya masih ingat lagi saya telah hadir bersama-sama dengan Yang Amat Berbahagia Pak Lah. 10 tahun telah berlalu, bangun tidur, tak sedar 10 tahun dengan sekelip mata telah meninggalkan kita. Tentu sekali kita penuh dengan perasaan nostalgia. Mungkin kita teringin melihat wajah kita 10 tahun yang lalu. Tapi yang lebih penting daripada itu, pada majlis yang cukup bermakna ini, kita boleh berasa bangga. Kita tidak mempersia-siakan apa yang telah kita terokai, apa yang kita telah perjuangkan. Sebaliknya, tempoh 10 tahun itu telah memperkayakan pengalaman kita, membina kepemimpinan yang lebih kokoh, dan semua GLC yang telah terlibat dalam program ini kini berada dalam landasan yang lebih teguh dan lebih meyakinkan. Tahniah saya ucapkan pada semua. Ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, looking back from where we started 10 years ago, many GLCs at that time perhaps were either underperforming or not really achieving their maximum potential. A few were at the verge of bankruptcy and had to be recapitalized by the government. And we took the necessary needful actions as we embark on this 10-year journey. When I became Prime Minister in 2009, the GLC Transformation Program, or GLCT, which began by Tun Abdullah Badawi, had already achieved considerable success. At this juncture, I'd like to offer my heartiest congratulations to Yang Amat Berbahagia Tun Abdullah Badawi, Pak Lah, for having initiated this program. And also in retirement, he has learned how to let go and become supportive of his successor. So thank you very much, Patla. The corporate restructuring, operational improvements, and other measures taken prepared the GLCs to enter the 2008 economic crisis from a position of strength and to weather the ensuing volatility. This helped our economy to remain stable. Alhamdulillah, having seen the positive impact of the GLCT program, I was determined to continue to drive it as a national priority. To give the program greater authority, I began chairing the Putrajaya Committee on GLC high performance. I wanted the program to benefit not just the corporate sector, but all Malaysians. I was and still am determined to develop the capital economy. However, at the same time, I wanted to champion the people economy, lifting the household income, contain cost of living, and essentially enhancing the quality of life of all Malaysians. It is absolutely critical that we find the right balance, the right dynamics between the capital and people economy to ensure long-term sustainability of our country, but at the same time making sure that rakyat, the people, will feel the impact of a stronger economy. Ladies and gentlemen, 10 years after the launch of the GLCT program, the GLCs today are stronger, more robust, well-governed, and performance-driven. They have also become stronger institutions with well-managed balance sheets and greater regional and international presence. From May 2004 to the final month of the GLCT program, July 2015, market cap of the G20 grew almost 3 times, from 134 billion ringgit to 386 billion ringgit, and hitting an all-time high of 431 billion ringgit on the 7th April 2015. Over the same period, total shareholder return increased 11.1% per annum, which is an impressive performance. Meanwhile, G20 net profit hit 26.2 billion ringgit in the financial year 2014 and grew at a compounded annual rate of 10.2% from 2004 to 2014. In addition, the G20 has made significant inroads into foreign markets. In 2014, they had revenue-generating operations in 42 countries. The G20's overseas share of assets in 2004 was 11% and grew to 26% in 2014, while overseas share of revenue in 2004 was 28% and increased to 34% in 2014. This is indeed a remarkable performance. The GLCs have not successfully gone international, but several have also made a mark regionally and globally. Projects such as the Battersea Power Station in London and the Shuaibah Independent Water and Project in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia are just some examples of our successes abroad. Today, 5 of the G20, Axiata, CIMB, Maybank, Sime Darby, and TNB are in Forbes' top 2,000 world's biggest public companies list for 2015. Axiata has grown to become one of the largest telecommunications companies in Asia. CIMB and Maybank have significant operations in Southeast Asia, while MAHB has become the first Asian company to fully own a European airport. RHH is today the largest listed hospital group in Asia and the second largest in the world by market capitalization. Sime Darby is the world's largest listed palm oil player with a land bank of more than 860,000 hectares. We must also recognize the role of GLC banking groups in making Malaysia a global Islamic finance hub. On the domestic front, GLCs have spearheaded the development of economic corridors, namely Iskandar, East Coast Economic Region, and the Northern Corridor Economic Region. In addition, the GLCs have delivered large-scale infrastructure projects such as the Second Penang Bridge, KLIA2, KL Central, and high-speed broadband. We must not forget that the GLCs have been playing a significant role in supporting the government transformation and the economic transformation programs. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been urging GLCs and all public listed companies to focus on workforce diversity. We want more women on boards and for company workforces to better reflect our ethnic composition. In this regard, I'm happy to note that in 2014, 16.9% of board positions in the G20 and the listed subsidiaries were held by women, well above the 10.2% average for all Bursa Malaysia listed companies. In September 2013, I launched the Bumiputra Economic Empowerment Agenda, or BEEA, as one of the key national programs in Malaysia. The GLCT fraternity took on this mandate, and I'm pleased to report that in 2014, GLICs and G20 economic activities for the Bumiputra community grew to 43.9 billion ringgit, up from 34.2 billion ringgit the previous year. This increase of 9.7 billion ringgit exceeded the initial 7 billion ringgit target. Last year, the BEEA benefited more than 1,000 vendors, creating 10 anchor companies, projects worth 8.2 billion ringgit allocated, and a total of 13.3 billion ringgit contracts tendered. For Bumiputra students, more than 5,000 scholarships were awarded, while under the Graduate Employability Management Scheme, or GEMS, and Scheme Latihan Satu Malaysia, or SLIM, more than 4,000 participants were trained. As part of our People Economy Initiative, 2,000 affordable housing and commercial units were benefited to the larger Bumiputra community. Towards expanding Bumiputra wealth, Amanah Saham Bumiputra 2 scheme of 10 billion ringgit units were launched. Ladies and gentlemen, 10 years ago, we saw the capacity for GLCs to deliver, and they delivered. Throughout the last 10 years, the GLCs contributed 108.6 billion ringgit in dividends and 62.7 billion ringgit in taxes. In short, you have delivered. Again, in getting the balance between the capital and people economy, GLCs have improved the well-being of our communities through their various corporate responsibility activities. GLCs have been providing new business opportunities, running vendor development programs, while the number of suppliers that the G20 did business with in 2014 stood at almost 67,000, awarding some 98.2 billion ringgit worth of business. In developing talents from the younger age group. GLCs from the Pinta School Adoption Program have impacted more than 184,000 students from 2007 to 2014. Meanwhile, under the GEMS and SLIM, which aim to enhance the employability of graduates, almost 5,000 unemployed graduates were trained by the G20 from 2009 to 2014. In fact, for this year, we have doubled the target to 10,000 under the SLIM program. Yayasan Sejahtera, which aims to reduce poverty in underserved communities in rural areas, assisted more than 6,000 families over the same period. From 2004 to 2014, scholarships amounting to about almost 600 million ringgit were awarded to more than 7,000 students. Overall, both GLICS and G20 spent in the region of 6 billion ringgit over the 10-year period for various CSR initiatives. Ladies and gentlemen, we intend to become a significant player in the global market. As such, we must be able to offer not only products and services of international standards, but we must also adopt and adapt the best practices to ensure long-term value creation. I'm happy to note that 7 of our G20s are now listed on the FTSE for Good Bursa Malaysia Index, which was introduced last year to measure the performance of companies that showed strong environmental, social, and governance practices. While we celebrate our successes, we have much more to do in the final leg of our journey towards 2020. The pursuit of excellence, whether in terms of being best in class or as regional or global champions, does not end with this graduation. The rest of the world will continue to compete for global markets, and our GLCs must be ready to challenge and succeed above and beyond their graduation levels. It is indeed imperative that GLCs continue to draw on the spirit of the transformation program. We must continue to make the most of our collective resources, intensify our acquisition of knowledge to innovate, conquering new frontiers, building on the successes that we have achieved through this program. Moving forward, GLCs must strive to become not only regional champions, but also to become leaders in their respective industries. Continue not only to support nation building, but also hand in hand with the government to actively help shape the national agenda and grow from being well-governed companies to become strong, responsible model institutions. To this end, I'm pleased to announce the creation of a successor entity, the GLICS and G20 Club, by January 2016. This club will have an important role in spearheading all our efforts to achieve high income status, guided by the 3 underlying principles of the GLCT program. I'm told that this club is not an exclusive club in that sense, limited to the regional participants of the PCG committee, but will invite others to come in to be part of this club to ensure that the good values and the best practices will continue to be practiced in other corporations as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we will not be here today if not for the support, cooperation, dedication, and commitment from the GLCs and GLCs. I extend my sincere thanks and high appreciation to all board members, management, employees of GLCs and GLCs, particularly your CEOs, chairman, and members of the PCG. Last but not least, let me thank Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Azman Mokhtar as head of the Secretariat of PCG for his sterling work that he's done and for his deep commitment to provide a strong leadership. I also like to thank Tan Sri Noor Muhammad Yaakob for being part of the original team and to continue driving forward as Deputy Chairman of Khazanah. Ladies and gentlemen, your journey ahead is full of great challenges. Beyond 2020, you will be operating in a high-income economy, inshallah. Your business landscape will change. Your customers will be more demanding. Even your business model may change. It is our aspiration that Malaysia one day has at least a few homegrown leading global brands and global players. We rest this hope on each and every one of you. I thank you. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.